One. This is Dr. Gigi Sabat, and you're listening into the Walk With Me podcast. My guest today is Noor. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is super duper exciting.
Yeah, likewise, I agree. I am excited, I am fired up, and it's such an honor to be here with you today. Can you tell us a little bit more about you and where are you from, Noor?
Yeah, sure. I grew up in New York City. I'm living in Tampa, Florida for 7, 8 years now. And for the past 8 years, I've really just been focusing on building my businesses. I've got three of them and I've got two little boys. So that's my life, building my businesses and raising my babies.
I love it. Tell us a little bit more about Happy Panda.
Oh, Happy Panda is my babyest baby, actually. It's my third business venture, my first in the product space. So Happy Panda is a nootropic energy drink. When someone says, "Oh, is it an energy drink?" I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. Let's clarify. It's a nootropic energy drink." So it has a super cool functional ingredient that actually increases cognitive function. So when you drink a can, it enhances mental focus, but also over time, it improves cognitive function. So I'm super excited about it. We've been on the market for about 4 months with only positive reviews and getting ready to launch on TikTok Shop. So fast growing, super exciting.
I love it. And you are also a medical doctor, correct?
I am, yes. My background is internal medicine, general surgery, and OBGYN. I have a dual degree in medicine and surgery. It's been a while since I've practiced or picked up a scalpel, but right now, at this stage of my life, my medical practice is entirely voluntary, and I'm really just focusing on the businesses and the babies.
Very good. And what inspired you to become a medical doctor?
Yeah, I've always known since I was a little girl, since I was 10, it was like very like a strong core belief in me that I'm just going to grow up and be a doctor, be a surgeon. My grandfather was a doctor. He graduated medical school in 1954, so he was a huge inspiration in my life. And he was just my role model. It was like when I grow up, I just want to be like him. And there was no alternative path. Like everyone in my family knew, like, well, that's her path.
Oh, wow, incredible. And now you're in insurance. Tell us a little bit more about your experience.
Yeah, so that's been a little bit wild. If you look at like the individual points in my life, it's like, well, that career trajectory doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But to me, like being here now, I think it all makes like perfect, beautiful sense in hindsight, where, one thing just led to another, and here I am today and now. So I started off doing health insurance about 8 years ago. And it was, it made sense at the time, coming from medicine, public health, healthcare, it made sense. And right now, I'm expanding my core services to include life and annuities as well. Because as I built my practice over time, my clients became more and more nuanced. They wanted more from me. They're like, "You're awesome at health insurance, but we also need this, this, and this." So as my clients' needs evolved, I had to also learn to expand my services and just kind of fit that need.
Wow, incredible. And I have a similar journey as well, but it's in the
Yeah.
legal space. So finished law school 2024, but then also too, I did have my life, health, and annuities license for 5 years. And God, that's God led. Everything I do is God led.
Yeah.
And literally, I was like, all right, God, serving your folks this way. And literally, he led me to do that for 5 years. So
Mhm.
it's so important to listen to his direction. And for some, being in both spaces, right, law and insurance, if you be like, what is this lady doing here, or this gentleman, whoever you may, because there are gentlemen who do it too, right? And they
Mhm.
say, what is it? What are these people doing? But there's a reason why, right? Especially when it's faith led, and it's so important to listen in.
You're absolutely right. And I think for a long time, my community where I come from, the South Asian community, it didn't make a lot of sense. Like, oh, well, you went to school for this. How, and why are you doing this? And they couldn't make sense of it. But the more that I found community, like talking to you now, I was like, oh, that's amazing. A woman in higher education who also has her 215 license and had a career path doing this. It makes me feel like, okay, I'm not alone and I belong. And there is people out there who have unconventional career trajectories, and that's totally okay, because it's, divinely led.
That's right. Very powerful. Now, Nora, what does leadership mean to you?
Leadership is all about servitude for me, like being in service. Because if you're in a position if you're fortunate enough or blessed enough to be in a position of leadership or power, that means that you hold influence over someone else's life, and that influence could be direction. So that's a lot of power to hold. So I think the best way to fulfill that power is to serve and give back.
Wow, very powerful. And now challenges are inevitable. What message do you have for our listeners out there who may be facing a challenge or who have faced a challenge?
Yeah. Yeah, challenges are every day, all around us and inevitable. I would say when you're facing a challenge to look inward because all of the answers are always actually within us. Like the answer is never going to be outside of you. So when times are getting hard, I always kind of step back and get really, really still and just like sit with myself in calmness and stillness. And when I am sitting in stillness, I find that the answer to the challenge or the problem is always going to come from within. So just get quiet and listen to yourself.
I love it. And now, what gives you the most joy?
Really being present with my children, that's my strongest why right now. Like everything that I'm doing, all that I'm building is to really get back to being a more present mother. I like to be present with everything that I do. I don't like to multitask. If I'm working, I want to give my clients 100% of my attention. If I'm being a mom, I want to give my kids 100% of my attention. So it really gives me a lot of joy to serve, be present, be in the moment, and just be the best at the one thing that I'm doing at the time.
I love it. And what's next for Noor?
I think now it's a beautiful new chapter for me. I'm at a crossroads in my life where I'm having a big personal change. I'm having some expansions in my businesses on my career side. So I'm feeling extremely optimistic of the path ahead for me. So I'm like leading with an open mind and an open heart, like at this point anything is possible and it's all mine.
Wow, amazing. And now, what is your best advice to the audience for walking with purpose and living a life of happiness?
Yeah, so walking with purpose, a lot of people, it takes a while to find their purpose. So I would say if you're not sure, like, why am I here? What am I doing? That same advice again, sit with yourself in quiet and stillness and ask yourself the questions that you have. Instead of asking someone outside of yourself, ask yourself, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And keep asking and keep asking and keep digging until you yourself gives yourself the answer you're looking for.
I love it. Very powerful. And now, do you have any last words for the audience?
Yeah, I would say if I can give one piece of advice to anyone going through anything, it's have unshakable belief and faith in yourself. You don't need anything else to get through this life and be successful. Have faith in yourself and never, ever, ever give up, no matter what.
That's right. Have faith in yourself. I love it. Noor, thank you so much for being a guest on the Walk With Me podcast. Where can the audience find you?
Thank you so much. I'm super active online. You can find me on social media on LinkedIn or Instagram at the Dr. Noor Collective. All my websites have all my stuff and products, but social media is a great place to look me up.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Noor. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out Noor. And also, Noor, thanks again. God bless you and be safe.
Thank you so much.